Call this regular meeting to order. Call roll.
Mayor Querom.
Here.
Councilmember Swanson. Councilmember Mabry.
Here.
Gomez.
Here.
Newman.
Here. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start out tonight. Do we have any public comment? Okay, I'll go to Commissioner Newman for approval of minutes.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that we approve the minutes from our regular council meeting on January 18th, 2021.
I'll second that.
Motion's been second. Comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Mabry.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Querom.
Aye. We'll go to approval of invoices and City Clerk Nelson.
For this period in the Department of Accounts and Finances, we have invoices totaling $36,484.62. In the Department of Streets and Public Improvements, we have invoices totaling $86,148.24. In the Department of Public Safety, we have invoices totaling $113,579.55. And in the Department of Public Property and Utilities, we have invoices totaling $167,503.72. Mayor, all council members present have confirmed their reviews of all invoices and now were submitted for disposition.
I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion's been second. Comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Mabry.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Querom.
Aye. Now go to regular business and City Clerk Nelson.
Next on the agenda is consideration of resolutions authorizing tax abatement for the 2020 tax levy. These include as follows: Resolution R-21.
You skipped over the motor fuel.
Well, let's go back to number 6 there. Resolution R-21-001. This is a resolution appropriating motor fuel tax funds for road maintenance, primarily road salt. Mayor, all council members have reviewed this resolution and it is submitted for disposition.
I move that we approve Resolution R-21-001.
I'll second that.
Motion's been second. Any comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Mabry.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Querom.
Aye.
Well, let's go back to resolutions, the list of resolutions authorizing abatement of the 2020 tax levy. They include Resolution R-21-002. This is for Series 2013A. Original debt was $900,000. This is debt associated with the water tower. Followed by Resolution R-21-003. This was Bond Series 2014-B. Original debt of $2,185,000 associated with the streetscape. Followed by the Resolution R-21-004. This was Bond Series 2014-D. Original debt of $1.17 million. Followed by Resolution R-21-005. Bond Series 2019A. Original debt of $1.4 million associated with the Euclid Avenue rebuild. Followed by the Resolution R-21-006. Original bond of Series 2019-B. Original debt of $2.8 million. And those are associated with the logistics site and the economic development area. And finally, Resolution R-21-007, Series 2020C. This was the original debt of $400,000. Actually, this says 2019C. I'm sorry, that is 2019C, not 2020C. For debt associated with the sewer on First Street and Pleasant Street. Mayor, all council members have reviewed these resolutions and they are submitted for disposition.
I move that we approve all 6 resolutions authorizing abatement of the 2020 tax levy.
I'll second that.
Motion's been second. Comments? Call roll.
Councilmember Mabry.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Querom.
Aye. Thank you, Pete. And we'll go to city manager report.
The only thing I have in here is your monthly financial report for November. Just actually, I think we're going to just get the December one too, but that one's not, we didn't have it in time. So as you can see in here, everything's fairly on track. Some of the items when it comes to expenses may look a little bit off, and it's mainly due to reporting or bills being paid at this point in time. So if there's any questions, just a heads up on the sales tax, everything's still ahead of what we were anticipating, so that's good. The last page, or I guess it's not the last page, page 12 has your call activity for fire and police as well. If there's any questions.
Any questions?
No.
Anything else, Teresa?
I guess I'll touch a little bit on the budget. Current budget, Lauterbach was here last week. We went through some of the amendments that we'll be looking at for this year's budget. So we're comfortable with what we'll be amending. You'll be seeing that soon. And then for the coming year, for fiscal year 22, we're in the process of putting that budget together. At this point, it's in its, I'll call it the first draft, first rough draft. So ready for each of the departments to start looking at theirs. You've got all the wages and everything put in, all the debt is put in. At this point, I'm optimistic on what I'm seeing. So that process is coming along. If you do have other things, I know Jerry, you submitted a few items that you'd like to see taken care of on those sheets that I sent to each of you. So if you do have some stuff, let me know.
Teresa, have we been reimbursed from the feds and all the things that happened during the storm last summer? Is that still outstanding?
Unfortunately, we're not going to be reimbursed. There were some insurance things. I'll let Pete talk to that if he'd like, but some of the damage that we submitted for insurance claims, but I think we're still waiting on those reimbursements, so.
We are.
So some were rejected and some are still pending?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Cure stuff, that stuff is all reimbursed for COVID, so we did get our full allotment there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, thank you, Teresa. Under mayor report, I was going to again ask Commissioner Gomez to give us an update on COVID and vaccines.
Okay, first thing I want to say is that for anybody that wants testing, we're having testing tomorrow at the parking lot again from 8 to 4. And we're trying to get them here as much as possible so that it can free us up to be able to do the vaccinations and do other things as well. They had talked to me, and the turnout has been kind of low at this point. So they're trying to look for maybe another areas to go to, but right now we're keeping them right here at least for the week, which is the 2nd and the 5th, which is Tuesday and Friday. Also, we have received the total doses of 400 vaccines, which out of those are for second doses that we are scheduling this week as well. We have contacted several people that did not answer the phones to be able to come in to get the second dose. One of the reasons we're doing it later than what the scheduled date is, which is Moderna, is 28 days is recommended for the second dose, is that the CDC did come out with some guidance that stated that you can wait for your second dose for administration up to 6 weeks or 42 days after your first dose. And that is due to the recommendations for vaccine inventory. We don't have enough, or if it's not feasible to give it at that specific date, that it can be given up to later. I know we have gotten questions on that as to why someone is not getting their vaccine during that time, but that's the reason. Also, each county is allocated a certain amount of vaccines. So it's recommended from our IDPH disaster response coordinator as well, that wherever you get your first dose, you should go there and get your second dose of vaccine. Since all of it is allocated, what it does is if you do seek other avenues, once you got your first dose, then go somewhere else like for example, Hy-Vee, who are they giving it now? They opened up to them. Then it kind of creates kind of an issue with allocations. Is Hy-Vee's gonna have to be getting some, health department, LaSalle's gonna get some, we're gonna get some, so, that's one of the things that's happening with the second doses. We're still doing, 1A1Bs, which again is a very long list. And we have asked, some of the other organizations, if they can just send us a list that we can go ahead and take a look at. We are looking at other avenues as far as, scheduling. When you have, over 14,000 people and you're only getting 400 doses a week, at best, it's gonna take a very, very long time. So I mean, I do ask people to be patient, and we will get to you, and to go ahead and to maintain, the social distancing, wearing a mask, sanitize, and if you need to go out in large crowds, just, go out, stay home. And just take precautions, but we will get to you as soon as we can. It's all depending on vaccines that we get. Once the states or the federal government starts producing with the companies they have, it'll be different. There's another company that's Johnson & Johnson is supposed to be coming up with one that's a single dose. That is still in the stages of trying to be approved. Once that happens, we don't know if we're going to get that. But if we do, I'm pretty much sure that everybody's going to want it. I mean, it's easier logistically to do one dose than it is 2 doses, for sure. But I just ask, please be patient. And for all those that do call the health department, we are all trying to answer the phones as fast as we can and trying to schedule. So please be polite. And they are doing the best they can to get the people in. And everybody from our communities are important to try to get them in as fast as we can.
You have online registration now too.
We do have an online registration job form. Each county has it. If you go into our Facebook page or our website, there's 3 different links, one for Bureau, one for Putnam, one for Marshall. And so you can go ahead and put your name on there. Again, the list is extremely long, so it's hard to us to get to where we want to be. One of the things that we are doing, we're taking small percentages from categories of everybody that's a 1B, including those 65 and over, and we are looking at a different, who has comorbidities, who's a little older, and who's the most vulnerable population from that category to vaccinate first. And then from there on, we're doing, where we did law enforcement, where we wanted to come in. We have done everybody from first responders, they wanted one. And we're still trying to catch up. If there's anyone, it's a 1A, they did not want to take the vaccine for some reason, and they decided to come and get one now, we'll have to get them in as well.
So it sounds like, you're stuck with 400 doses a week.
Right now.
Is there any hope, any optimism at all from the state or federal government that that's going to increase?
They say that there is. My hope is that when Johnson & Johnson comes out with theirs, and it is approved with the emergency use authorization, that there'll be a lot more vaccine. Now you only have 3 manufacturers. I would hope that different manufacturers get involved, where they may use their patents or copyrights or whatever they want to do to be able to go ahead and manufacture a lot more, so that it can be readily available for the whole country.
I've been asked a couple of times, Hector, if you don't mind answering for me, people that called in and got their name on the list, or they went online and got their name on the list, and you get your doses, and how does the health department decide who to call?
Again, that's a really long list, and something I just mentioned a little while ago.
You talked about older and vulnerability.
Older, and those that are more vulnerable with health conditions, we start selecting from there. But we're taking very small percentages from all of them, and so we may take a lot more than 65 and older as a greater percentage, and then we'll use some essential workers and some of the other ones that are on the 1B. And so it's kind of a...
So you wouldn't necessarily use all 400 doses on the most 400 vulnerable people, you'll take a percentage of them, and then you look at other
Yeah.
people and go from there.
Yes, and some of them have decided to go in different avenues. I know we have called some of them and decided to go to Hy-Vee. I have some veterans that have decided to go to Iowa City or go up towards Chicago to get there. So we have different populations that are going different ways to try to get it.
But I hear that Walgreens and CVS are also gonna get in the game as far as,
Walgreens and CVS do have a contract with the federal government to be able to vaccinate, right now, long-term care facilities. So they're the ones that are going in there and actually taking care of all long-term care facilities that have registered with them. Once they're done with that and there's more production, they'll probably end up getting with vaccinations themselves as well, once they're done with doing all the long-term care facilities.
I mean, we've all watched the news and we hear all the people that have problems getting registered and getting set up for the shot. We don't hear anything about the manufacturers. Are they in dire straits? They can't produce it fast enough?
I do believe so. I mean, they can only produce as much as they can. So my hope was that they would have a lot more manufacturers to be able to do this. But I think it's very restricted with Johnson & Johnson having their own, Pfizer having their own, and then with Moderna having their own. Is once you know, everybody knows about how patents are or anything that's copyrighted or anything else that belongs to them. My hope is that they would to go ahead and maybe have an emergency use for one of the other corporations or companies or manufacturers to be able to do this, as long as they allow it for this time frame.
Having Walgreens and CVS and all those other companies in the game, that might make it easier for you guys to get everybody vaccinated.
It would make it easier. I just want to make sure, emphasize that wherever you get your first dose, you go to the same location to get your second dose. Because the allocations kind of affect that way. We're hoping to get a lot more at the health department. Increase, even a couple of hundred increase from the 400. It's better than not having no increase at all.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do your doses primarily from Pfizer, or do you get it from both?
Right now, we're primarily getting from Moderna. The Pfizer is an ultra-cold storage, and most of those are being directly shipped to the ones that have ultra-cold storage capabilities, which is minus 82 degrees below zero. And what they do is, once they break those boxes, because they ship them in 975 doses, is you have 5 days to use them. And they have to be maintained at proper temperatures once they're broken down, even if they got them packaged. And throughout the whole process, which is the first doses that we ended up getting here in Bureau County. And logistically, this takes a little longer to do because you have to go pick it up at one of the regions down in Peoria somewhere. And then with the Moderna, that's actually shipped directly to health departments or the facilities that are using it.
Do we have any other comments, questions?
We got your hands full, I can.
No, good. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Only other thing I'll add on the mayor's report, we talked about closing Columbus Street, and we're going to have an ordinance to close it temporarily, and that turns out that it's not correct. We do not have to have an ordinance to close the street temporarily. So no ordinance, that's why we didn't have an ordinance read tonight, and we have consensus on going forward, so we'll just go forward and close it on March 1st and see what happens. Okay. Any old business?
You want to talk about Dwayne Rod or?
Oh, good, yeah, thank you. Just a shout out to Dwayne Rod of Bill Rod up in West or East Peru Street. He was out yesterday with his snowblower and did multiple blocks of sidewalks from Peru Street all the way to Euclid and back, both sides of the street where he could on the south side. So thank you to Dwayne, and thank you to everybody that got out and cleared the streets, city street department, and we got sidewalks cleared. We got that, and we've done that now a couple of times. I think that's going to work out all right. And
I got some good feedback on that. A couple of people.
Yeah, had a lot of snow and piled on top of it. So I think we've had snow on the ground every day since Christmas. So thank you to everybody. Any old business? Any new business? Public comment? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn and reconvene.
I move that we adjourn our regular meeting this evening, and reconvene for our next council meeting on Tuesday, February 16th, 2021, 7 o'clock at City Hall.
I'll second that.
Motion's been seconded, call roll.
Councilmember Mabry.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Querem.
Aye, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.